I promise it's not political. Hey everybody, it's LaVoy with Telos Financial, Michigan's financial advisor for young professionals and their families. Thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my video blog today. Today I want to talk about the recent government shutdown and what financial planning lessons we can take away from it. In case you aren't aware, recently the U.S. government shut down in early 2019, and it was monumental. It was different for a few reasons. Number one, around 800,000 employees did not get paid for 2 pay periods. Number two, it was the longest shutdown in history. And number three, because the media has been so involved in politics, a lot of the stories of families were widely publicized. So this shutdown and the impact of it, I think, was more widely dispersed than others in their impact. It felt more personal, I think, to a lot of people. So 3 financial takeaways from this. 1 is have a financial plan, 2 is have a budget, and 3 is have an emergency fund. So first, have a financial plan. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer, whether you work with a professional, having a financial plan gives you a better grasp and a better picture of your current financial situation and where you're going. So when you encounter an unknown circumstance or an unexpected event, you are more easily able to adapt to it because you can say, here's where we are today, here's where we're going, what changes can we make to make today easier on us? Not to pick on federal employees, not to pick on the government, not to pick on anybody, but it's just something that gives you a better picture. About 80% of families don't have funds saved to cover expenses for 1 month. That's staggering to me. So number 2, have a budget. Having a budget gives you a few benefits. First, you'd have all of your expenses itemized so you can more easily look at everything and make objective decisions about what are things we can delay or what are things we can not pay this month, what are things we can cancel, are there other arrangements we can make. Just having those laid out takes a step out of the process rather than if you don't have a budget, now you have to go through your emails or wherever you keep your expenses, credit card statements, bank statements, carbon copies of checks, whatever system you use, you have to go through all of that, sort it all out, and then make those decisions. Having the budget gives you that knowledge. The other benefit to having the budget is you know what your monthly expenses are. You know what it costs to run your household on a month-to-month basis. And that knowledge is valuable. It can prove valuable to you. So number 3, have an emergency fund. An emergency fund, by definition, is a savings fund that helps you in emergencies. Not getting paid 2 pay periods is an emergency. That's what the emergency fund is for. Which begs the next question, what's an appropriate emergency fund? There are a lot of different rules of thumb for this. If you work with a financial professional, you should consult them and make an informed decision for you and your family. But the rule of thumb I'm going to cite today is if you have one income in your household, 6 months. If you have 2 incomes, a 2-income household, 3 months might be appropriate. There are shorter, longer periods you can go depending on your family situation, your risk tolerance, your other assets. Do you work at the same entity? There's a lot of factors to consider with that. Again, you have to make a decision for you, but just looking at those 2 as rules of thumb to get you started. The other thing you need to know what amount you need for an emergency fund is what are your expenses, which goes back to needing a budget. Again, whether or not you work the physical budget, if you spend everything on credit cards, you can add that up for a month and say, here's what our expenses are month to month. But if you spend $4,000 a month, you're a 1-income household, that's $24,000 you should have to have a safe emergency fund. Even the 3-month level in this situation would have been safe. But the goal here is not to pick on federal employees. The goal is to say emergencies happen. Things happen. Unforeseen circumstances happen. That's why we do financial planning. That's why we take these steps so that you are covered from a financial standpoint. So that's it. 3 key lessons I think we could learn and take away from the recent government shutdown. 1 is have a financial plan and work it. 2, have a budget and work it. And 3 is have an emergency fund. Thanks for taking the time to watch today. It's LaVoy with Telos Financial, Michigan's financial advisor for Xennials, Gen X, and Millennials. Thank you for watching. Check out my website for more information. I look forward to seeing you next time.